It finally happened. Bitcoin's all-time high has finally been broken. This was the psychological moment that everyone was waiting for, to see it break past $20,000. And what's crazy, if you check on CoinMarketCap, you see the price fluctuating like mad, right? It's going between 22K and 23.5K, quite a lot. There's a lot of selling and buying going on as the volume is growing. The bots are going absolutely bananas. As people are buying, bots are selling, bots are then buying, and so on. So we can see there's a lot of volatility here, as we can see. And Ethereum is not doing too bad either, right? Ethereum is back at over 630 bucks, almost 640, as we can see here on average. So not too bad, considering it dropped as low as like 510, 520 around last week. So it's doing very, very well. But the altcoin market in general is not doing too well. I mean, it's okay, considering, right, how bad it could actually be, because normally when Bitcoin's price goes up so much, everyone just jumps onto that and they basically sell their old coins. But of course, coins like Polkadot, for example, they're not really dumping, right? They're doing really well because people know what's to come with Polkadot, right? The parachain auctions next year. So yeah, I mean, strong coins are holding well. Even Binance coin is holding pretty well. I know CZ has done a great job on Binance to try and hold up the price by creating different use cases within his exchange in order to make sure that the price stays high. So yeah, I mean, overall, the market is doing quite good considering that Bitcoin has rallied so much. But hey, if this is the first time you're here, my name is Claudio and this is CryptoChain, the channel where I do crypto news, reviews, tutorials, and interviews. So please hit that subscribe button and enable notifications to not miss the next video I upload that may interest you. And as always, leave a comment below if you have any sort of questions or if you'd like me to cover any specific type of content. But I'm just curious, let's take a quick look at Kusama here to see how it's been doing, because we see Polkadot is holding well. So Kusama is also doing really well, 57.38, as we can see, very volatile here. Now the one that I've got my eyes on all the time, you know, I'm in this one as well. So, you know, it is doing pretty bad. It's been down a lot. I mean, it went up to 6.6 cents when I checked it on DEX tools a couple of days ago, like about 2 days ago, and it's just been dumping since. It had a pullback. So I do think that we're going to see a huge pump with DMScript when they list on a new exchange, on that tier 2 exchange. But until then, it's going to be pretty slow unless they release some bullish news, right? Those could come at any time. If we get something big, then that's gonna cause the price to do well. Now Nsure is another one I've got my eyes on. Nsure is holding pretty well. I mean, it had a pullback ever since it had a pump after the Huobi exchange listing to 120, had a pullback to 80 cents, and now as you can see, it's stabilizing around the 90 cents region. So not too bad at all, right? Considering that they're paying out that 4x staking reward if you're staking on those different pools. So very, very good from Nsure. Let's see how Keeper is doing, because I haven't checked that in a while, and then we'll take a look straight into the news to see what people are saying, or what the news media is saying about Bitcoin's new all-time high. And Keeper is trading at 477, is down 10.7%, but nevertheless amazing, considering it dropped to as low as like 85 bucks on Binance not too long ago, like only a couple of weeks ago. So the rally for Keeper is absolutely amazing. Nobody expected them to be using Chainlink oracles, so hence why it's doing really well, right? Andre got people's trust again. So let's not waste any time and get straight into the news to see what are the news media articles saying about Bitcoin. So Bitcoin rallied today, climbing above $20,000 for the first time in history and notching a new all-time high. That's what Forbes are saying. Now the cryptocurrency rose to as much as 20,817 roughly at 9:15 a.m. And this is, again, this is old news. This is like 24 hours ago, more or less 24 hours ago. So as we can see on CoinMarketCap, Bitcoin has already went above 23k. I know it's like 22.5 now on average, but it went above 23k. So yeah. Now by rallying to this price point, Bitcoin was roughly up 190% since the start of the year and nearly 440% from its 2020 low of less than $3,900 reached in March. And that was, of course, on the 13th of March when the price jumped like crazy. Now, investing in crypto coins or tokens is highly speculative. We already know that, right? So they're just reiterating that. Now, what's interesting here, they're comparing the prior run-up with this new one. So they're saying that while the prior run-up was driven by factors like strong retail interest and widespread media coverage, this latest rally has taken place amid a global pandemic and rising institutional adoption. As the coronavirus pandemic brought industries around the world to a virtual standstill, causing companies to shutter and people to lose jobs, many governments responded with monetary stimulus, requiring them to print trillions of dollars. So of course it's referring to the US here. Now, while these measures may have been helpful in the short term, they have prompted concerns that more traditional fiat currencies like the US dollar will lose their purchasing power. Some have interpreted this development as the latest signal that digital currencies are the future. So that's why we're seeing the institutional investment. Now further, some institutions have been making highly visible purchases of Bitcoin, with a perfect example of being Mass Mutual's recent decision to invest $100 million into the digital currency. So that's pretty good. Another great example is software company MicroStrategy's recent decision to purchase more than 40,000 Bitcoins this year, spending $475 million between 3 separate transactions and generating significant headlines in doing so. So as you could imagine, I mean, they could sell now and they'd get a huge profit, right, if they were to sell, because they're saying that they did it throughout this year. So what's not to say they didn't start buying from the time the price dumped to below 4K, right? They could have bought, they had plenty of time to buy throughout April and May when the price was still hanging around 5K to 6K. Right, was still very, very cheap considering the current price, right? So these guys would be in huge profit. So if they were to sell now and dump the price even to 10K, they'd still be making a lot of money overall, in my personal opinion. Again, we don't know exactly when they bought, but you know, you could imagine a company that's going to spend so much on Bitcoin is not going to buy when the price is high. They're going to check that chart. They've got experts, right? So yeah. Now, in addition to this move, MicroStrategy recently sold more than 600 million worth of notes with the intention of using the proceeds to buy Bitcoin. Now that Bitcoin has climbed to a fresh record high, it will be interesting to see what price levels it attains going forward. So yeah, FOMO is back in again. The next stage is to get it up to 25K into the new year. But again, it's hard to say for sure because this is uncharted territory. I don't even know if the traders can really tell you, right, what it could potentially hit, right? It's very hard to know exactly. But what is interesting, or what we do know because of technical analysis, is that if the price holds above 20K for say a week or so, then it's going to be building that good support right around the previous all-time high, which was like 19,700, 19,800. So that'll be very, very good for Bitcoin, because then when we do get a next pullback, it's unlikely that it's going to go lower than 19,800, right? Because that's going to be the next support area, which was the previous resistance. Again, of course, it could happen depending on how much Bitcoin is being sold, but generally speaking, if it's just bought, selling, and some people, not too many, large bag holders, then we could be holding pretty well above 20K, which is going to be great, right, for Bitcoin. And again, this is more positive for the crypto space in general, as I was saying at the beginning, because it means that more people are interested in crypto. As the media is going to start talking about it, people are going to invest. People are then going to look at altcoins, and then altcoins are also going to do well. So we need Bitcoin to stay high in order for altcoins to do well, but we need Bitcoin to trade sideways for a while in order for altcoins to do well. So that's another thing to keep in mind. Now, CoinDesk are talking about it too. Now, breaking above 20,000, which represented a significant hurdle in the mindset of most traders, is entirely new ground for Bitcoin and opens the doors for a climb to $100,000 over the course of 2021. So, could we see $100,000? Again, this is just highly speculative, right? There's just no way you could know this for certain. For all we know, we could be dumping back to 5K, right? It could happen. It's not impossible, right? We've seen it in 2017. Then the selling pressure started to happen, but now it's different, right? Now we've got institutional investment holding the price because they own more Bitcoin. So there's less Bitcoin in circulation, right? With less Bitcoin in circulation, then of course the price could only pump higher when people are buying, because there's that gap. It's like we see with Kusama. Kusama has what, like 8 million in circulation or something like that, maybe even less. So yeah, with Kusama, actually let's take a look. What is Kusama on now? So yeah, Kusama's having 8.47 million is in circulation, right? And that's why we can see the price becoming very, very volatile, right? The price fluctuates quite a lot because of that, right? 58.42 and it was like 57 something, right? So yeah, I mean, with a low supply, it's exactly the same situation for Bitcoin, but imagine the buying power, right? The buying power is much bigger for Bitcoin because it is the #1 cryptocurrency. So yeah, I mean, it just shows you, right? Low supply tokens, low supply coins also have a shot as long as there is interest. They need to do something to attract that interest. Otherwise, why would somebody invest in them, right? So yeah, overall, I'm pretty bullish. I'm really happy. I wanted to do this video just to get the word out there. I know that many of you already know that, but just to kind of express my personal opinion too. I do personally think that Bitcoin is going to hold above 20K. Again, just my personal opinion. There's no way to know that for certain. Just because there's just so much bullish momentum now. Everybody's talking about Bitcoin now. Lots of new people have gotten in since the DeFi craze. So yeah, I mean, you know, we're going to be seeing Ethereum do well too. It wouldn't surprise me if we see Ethereum get to 760, 780, because that's the resistance line for Ethereum. But if it breaks that, then it's going to be great. It's going to probably get to 1K or even more, right? Just like we've seen in 2017. And it wouldn't surprise me if that happens for Ethereum. That's it from today's video. Thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you in my next video where I'll very likely do a review of another project building on Polkadot. Thank you very much for watching. Bye bye.